It's the end of the quarter with the score. The Eagles 7, the Cowboys 6. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You are watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
Ever notice how your electric bill can bounce around? In the spring and fall, it can be down here. Then in the winter, it's way up here. But Idaho Power's level pay plan keeps it all straight. You'll pay the same amount for 12 straight months, no matter how cold it gets. Sign up for Idaho Power's level pay plan. Then, just when you think your electric bill is going up again, it won't.
Larry Craig wants to turn the clock back for women. 9 times, Craig has co-sponsored or voted for legislation calling for a ban on abortion. Craig wants to go back to the days when women had no choice and sometimes no chance. If Craig has his way, he would even ban abortion in the case of rape and incest. Larry Craig doesn't talk much about abortion because he thinks what we don't know won't hurt him. Won't Craig be surprised on Election Day?
A young boy learning the values of America, taught the power of education. A star athlete at BYU, working his way through law school, chosen Idaho's best freshman legislator, the best of the new generation. Hard-working Bannock County prosecutor, doubling the number of drug arrests and establishing Idaho's model program to combat child abuse. Larry Echohawk for Attorney General, the spirit of America for the future of Idaho.
Jim Brinson, Eyewitness News, the news leader.
Tim Ryan Irv Cross at Texas Stadium. The Eagles have it. First down as we begin the fourth quarter. They lead by just a point, 7-6. Busted play. Cunningham will pick up only a yard as 3 Cowboys drive him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Roger Vick, number 43 in the backfield for the first time, evidently in a bit of a muddle with Cunningham as to what the play should be.
Yeah, Vick turned in the wrong direction. Again, after a long timeout, you'd think an offensive team would be ready to go and get the snap and not make a mistake like that. Cowboys made one. Now the Eagles come back with one of their own.
Well, Cunningham, again, prevented the loss at least, turned it into a 1-yard pickup, 2nd and 9. Vick leaves the game. Sherman comes in to join Byers. Short drop by Cunningham. He's got his man. Calvin Williams escapes one tackler and then stumbles down to the 37-yard line. For an NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, in Milwaukee, it's a Green Bay kind of a day. Rich Gannon of the Vikings, his pass is picked off at the line of scrimmage by big Sean Patterson, who rumbles 9 yards for the touchdown. 17-3 Packers in the fourth quarter now, and Vikings in danger of losing their 5th in a row. Tim?
Oh, man, a defensive lineman's dream there for Sean Patterson. It looked like Gannon trying to kind of subtly thread that thing through. It cost him. Boy, those Vikings, what a story in the NFL this season. A negative one.
Yeah, I'm stunned at how poorly they've done, Tim.
Cunningham play action. Del Rio blitzing, and he just throws it away and takes a hit back there as Del Rio got a piece of him along with Danny Noonan.
This time, the Cowboys front four does a pretty good job of putting on the heap, but in the form of a blitz. Number 55, Del Rio, comes up inside. You see, breaking between the 2 linemen here, scot-free, can't be picked up, and he flushes Cunningham out of there. Got rid of it, but long before he wanted to.
Del Rio coming over as a free agent from the Kansas City team last year. Wound up as a starter. The left linebacker spot. He was drafted, played baseball out of USC by the Toronto Blue Jays. Tip. Cunningham trying to get it to Byers. On rushing lineman, got a hand on it.
I'll tell you one thing, Tim. Cunningham should thank his lucky stars that ball was tipped to the line of scrimmage, because if it hadn't been, Jack Del Rio, number 55, would have picked it off and gone the other way. Take a look at this. Cunningham looking outside to Byers, has the ball tipped right there at the line, but Jack Del Rio is in great shape to take it away, but it falls short. He says, oh my goodness, why did you hit it?
Daniel Stubbs was the man who got a hand on it. So the Eagles keep possession, 3rd and 10. Tough Cowboys defense is stymieing the Eagles here. Cunningham gets time and throws it right into the traffic, but it's make it Calvin Williams, the rookie wide receiver, making the catch. A flag down on the play, as depending on the spot, Williams may have the first down. Boy, credit the rookie Williams with holding on to that ball with a defender draped all over him.
Penalties on the Eagles. Pass interference. Sometimes you find a lot of the pass routes you run, Tim, to be combination patterns where you have 2 receivers on one side. They crisscross and will run into the defenders. Let's see what happened here.
Offensive pass interference, number 41, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Byers is tagged with it.
We saw this originally, thought maybe Byers is being roughed up by the defense, but look at this pattern. He runs right in. Well, that's right. You see, the defender has every right to hold his ground. He'd already established his position. Number 30, Isaac Holt, was there. Byers simply ran into him. Pass interference on the offense. You can't do that.
The left backs him up to the 46-yard line of Dallas. 13-18 to go, regulation time. The crowd exhorting the Dallas defense. Cunningham got it to Byers, but Bill Bates is there to make sure he is stopped well short of the needed yardage. About a 9-yard gain and 4th down. So the Eagles will have to punt, and the Dallas defense does the job. The Eagles get the punt off very quickly. They don't let Dallas get set with their return team. And it's down at the 6-yard line by the Eagles. We'll be back.
This is how the roomy new Cutlass Supreme SL looks after traveling 300 highway miles on just 10 gallons of gas. And this is how Honda Accord looks after the same challenge. Well, if it hadn't run out of gas 20 miles back, you'd see that it's smaller and it's blue. Next trip, Dad, it's yours. Who says you can't get great gas mileage in a roomy, comfortable car? Cutlass Supreme is one car that does it all and does it right.
This is the new generation of old.
You know, I love coming to the park with their major. Because there's nothing better than spending a little time with man's 2 best friends. His dog and his beer. Miller Lite, the less filling beer that really tastes great. Hey, where's Major?
Miller Lite, where less filling really tastes great.
Hey, where you been?
Oh, here we go! Whoa! You're dust, baby. Zombie Blitz! How you like me now, baby? Got good life insurance? All 911!
This game summary is sponsored by Levi's 505, 506, and 540 G's.
A 1-point game in Texas Stadium. The Eagles forced to punt on their last drive by good, solid Dallas defense. 2-9 and nerve cross here at Texas Stadium, and with 12:31 to go, it's clearly anybody's ball game, a 1-pointer.
Well, it is, but Buddy Ryan told us last night that the 2 key stats he watches are time of possession and turnovers, and the team that can dominate those areas will win the football game. Now, you can see right here that the turnover, they're both tied. Philadelphia won, Dallas won, but in the time of possession category, which is critical to who's going to win this game, I think it's probably favoring the Dallas Cowboys.
So Dallas down here at their 6-yard line after a good play by Sammy Lilly on the punt from Fiegels, blocking him in down there without a chance for a return, and Smith carries it out for about 2. So So it's going to be second down and about 8. They're at the 8-yard line. Dallas has been able to move the ball with a good mix of pass and run, and this is the time they need to do it if they can get ahead of the Eagles.
Here's what we're talking about with time of possession. Surprisingly, it's fairly even, but Dallas has a slight edge, Tim.
Aikman from the goal line overthrows McKinnon.
Aikman's pass.
So it'll be third down. Now here's a big play defensively for the Eagles. Cowboys backed up deep in their own end at the 8-yard line, and they send in Sammy Lully and William Frizzell in the nickel package. Out come Harris and Byron Evans.
Interesting call, too, coming up, Tim. You can play let's go get them on the full blitz and try to nail them right here deep in their territory, or play it soft and play a pass defense and hope you can keep them from getting that 8 or 9 yards for the first down. Sally, they're dogging.
Hopkins drags him into the end zone and will not be a safety. They'll mark it at the 2-yard line. Second Eagles sack as Wes Hopkins blitzed from the safety position. And he got there at about the time Aikman turned around with the ball in his hand.
Tim, this is the Philadelphia Eagles signature. They play very aggressive football. This is one reason why teams don't like to play against them. Everybody up front is covered man on man. Wes Hopkins comes through scot-free. Aikman doesn't have a chance to set up and throw the football. Most teams in that situation would lay back and play pass defense. Not the Eagles. They go after you.
Well, and you can see that's been a problem through this season in the 3 and 4 mark of the Cowboys. Saxon standing at the end line. He's a little shorter than he normally would be on the snaps for his punt. He does a good job of getting it away, and the ball bounces back and will be down near the 41-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. So the Eagles with an excellent opportunity now. 11:05 to go after a 39-yard punt from Saxon. 7-6 Eagle lead.
After all these years, Watson, the trail is decidedly cold.
But Holmes, it's quite warm in here.
All these years.
Curiously cozy.
No, fiendishly clever. Observe, Watson. Warm house, many years. It must be...
Lennox.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
For home heating, for cooking, for hot water, use clean, natural gas. America's best energy value.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
It's back! The Domino's Pepperoni Pizza Feast is back! More pepperoni and extra cheese for only $7.99. And another one for just $4 more. But only for a limited time. Domino's Pizza! Call now. Domino's Pizza.
Buying a new car is a big step. With many car makers, the minute you drive it out the door, you may feel like you're on your own. But at Oldsmobile, you're covered by the Oldsmobile Edge, the most comprehensive owner satisfaction program in the industry. It's standard on every new Oldsmobile. We're with you every step of the way.
It's the new generation of all.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Oldsmobile. Stop by your Oldsmobile dealer and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. The Upjohn Company. If you're concerned about hair loss, see your doctor. And by America's favorite light beer, Miller Lite, the sole sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year Award.
Tim Ryan Irv Cross, Texas Stadium sold out. Only once last year was the stadium sold out, but they sold out for the Eagles today, and they've already sold out for the game November 11th against the 49ers. The improving Cowboys and hanging tough against the Eagles. On first down, Philadelphia, Calvin Williams spins away from the defender Isaac Holt and gets all the way to the 20-yard line and a first down.
You get plays like that, Tim, because you have protection up front. Today, the Eagles offensive line has done an exceptional job protecting Cunningham. Look at these stats. This is the way we have our report card on an offensive line. Quarterback hassles 8, sacked twice, hurries twice, and pressured 4 times. With average yards per rush, 3.9. short yardage plays. They've weighed 1 out of 2, but look at this key stat. The offensive line today has not committed 1 penalty for the Eagles.
Now, apart from those 2 sacks, so far they're doing pretty well. And it's made a major difference in their production, although it doesn't show on the scoreboard. Sherman breaks the tackle. Sherman, touchdown. Heath Sherman makes up for that fumble down at the 10-yard line of Dallas back in the first half. A 19-yard score for the second-year man from Texas A&I.
We talked about the kind of a job the offensive line is doing here today in Philadelphia, but Heath Sherman does a real good job picking his blocks, trying to work out with his right tackle, Reggie Singletary. You see the line pulling to the left there. He's following that bevy of blockers. Everything's pretty well sealed off. There's a hole. Come back inside. Jack Del Rio is blocked, and here comes Herman running past Albritton and stumbling into the end zone while picking up Heller and the rest of his teammates upfield.
Sherman 19 yards for the score. Point after try. RUZEK has it. And the Eagles widen their lead. With 10:30 to go in the fourth quarter, it is 14-6.
AT&T, the right choice. Steve Largent retired with 819 receptions, the NFL record. Which of the following receivers did not catch his 600th pass in 1989? Art Monk of the Redskins, Stanley Morgan of the Patriots, or James Lofton of the Bills? Which would you choose?
Please don't leave.
Final boarding call for flight 178.
Seattle just left. There's another flight at 4. 3 hours? Now what do I do? Gordon, I better call him. I'm going to do some revisions here. I've got a couple of hours. And if I could just hook up my computer to a phone line.
When you're on the road, nobody has more ways to help you than AT&T.
Time for one more call home.
AT&T, how can we help you?
Although he had over 10,000 yards receiving as a Patriot, Stanley Morgan did not catch 600 passes in New England. If you said Morgan, you made the right choice.
This is how the roomy new Cutlass Supreme SL looks after traveling 300 highway miles on just 10 gallons of gas. And this is how Honda Accord looks after the same challenge. Well, if it hadn't run out of gas 20 miles back, you'd see that it's smaller and it's blue. And next trip, Dad, it's yours. Who says you can't get great gas mileage in a roomy, comfortable car? Cutlass Supreme is one car that does it all and does it right.
This is the new generation of old.
Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, where the Eagles have opened a 14-6 lead. Tim Ryan and Irv Cross. 10:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. A 19-yard touchdown run by Heath Sherman. Deep men for the kickoff are Dixon and Wright for the Cowboys. Last week, the Cowboys came from behind to score a victory over the Tampa Bay Bucks. And they'll have to do it against one of the toughest defenses in the National Football League. And they need 2 scores. RUZEK ready to kick it off. Kickoff comes down about the 10-yard line. Dixon looking for some daylight, finds some, and gets his way up to the 36-yard line where Ricky Shaw, reserve linebacker, stopped him. 41 yards on just 2 plays for the Philadelphia touchdown. Irv, let's take a look at it again.
Tim, the key on this play is to be able to have the running back get outside. Singletary and Solt have to come outside, seal, and give the back a chance to cut back. Now watch what happens here. Singletary, number 66, 68 pulls. Solt, 66, seals inside. Now Sherman's right in between those 2 linemen. He's now able to go straight upfield, uses open field running ability to go in there for the touchdown.
Breaking a couple of tackles along the way. And it was Sherman who had the ball stripped by Lockhart back in the first half, ending what appeared to be a Philadelphia scoring drive down at the 10-yard line of Dallas. On first down, that is Highsmith. Remember, Agee, who had started the game, left with a pulled hamstring, has not returned. And he was having a pretty good game to that point. So Alonzo Highsmith, who had been the starter. There's Agee. You can see wrapped in the right leg. Highsmith, who had been the starter after coming over in the deal with the Oilers, is now back in action. And picks up about 2 on the play. Darrell Johnson comes in to replace Highsmith now on second down. Cowboys have been a good fourth quarter team, especially against their own combined points for the first 3 quarters. They're going to have to make those numbers happen now. Emmitt Smith gets about 4 yards to the 42-yard line of Dallas.
Tim, when I asked Troy Aikman why the Cowboys are so effective in the fourth quarter, he says, well, Irv, last year we sort of stumbled around and we didn't know if we could win or not. We had a lot of questions about ourselves. But this year, we go into every game feeling we can win. There's a great deal of confidence in the huddle. No matter what the situation is, we feel we can come back and score. So it's a very confident, positive, young Cowboy team in the fourth quarter.
The Eagles send in their nickel players. Harris and Evans come out. Grizel and Sammy Lilly come in, and Calfusi comes in as a down lineman. Third down. A long 4. And again, a critical down here for the Cowboys. And Aikman didn't like what he saw. And Sammy Lilly's excited about that. He said, that's great. We gave him a look he didn't understand. Sammy Lilly's all excited about Aikman calling the timeout.
I think they gave him a look he did understand. I think they wanted to go wide to his right side, but when he looked out there, he saw number 92, Reggie White, split way out all by himself. He said, there's no way we're going to get around him.
So Aikman had to take the timeout, and it is still third down, of course, and 8:48 still to play. That means the Cowboys have 2 remaining. Of course, they've got to conserve these things. Let's take a look at how the Eagles lined up defensively here and what bothered Aikman.
I see number 92, White. Did you see White, number 92, splitting out here? Normally he would be in here someplace, but he split out just a little further. He's outside, so if you want to run an outside play, you can't get it. So Aikman figured he couldn't block him, so why waste it down and try to run out there and call the timeout?
And by the way, that's the second timeout taken by the Cowboys. They have only 1 left. They've just corrected that up on the scoreboard, so that could be critical here in such a close game. Third down. Aikman pumps once and now lays it up. He's got Irvin wide open. And it's a first down to the 28-yard line. Eric Allen.
Tim, this is a play, I think, where Eric Allen would like to have back on the right corner. He sort of was lulled to sleep there. Aikman humping him here, having him hesitate. Irvin continued to go straight upfield on a fly pattern, makes a big catch, and Troy Aikman liked what he saw at the end of it.
I'll tell you something. If he had thrown that ball a little farther, Irvin would have been able to run it under it into the end zone. But they won't complain. They've got a first down inside the 30-yard line. A big third down play by Aikman after he was forced to take that timeout. Play action. He's got Novacek open. Touchdown.
Tim, with the Cowboys, it's the fourth quarter, and they believe the fourth quarter belongs to them. Jay Novacek, releasing from his tight end position, simply goes upfield on a seam pattern, then comes inside. Aikman finds him for the touchdown, and wow, Cowboy fans are on their feet.
Willis for the point after. It's good. And it's a 1-point game once again. 7:53 still to play. That's a lot of time for the Cowboys, who have been making these comebacks. They've had trouble scoring in the first half of their victories and their defeats, for that matter.
They would probably like to start the game, Tim, in the fourth quarter. You can see what's happened to them in the past year. In the fourth quarter in San Diego, they were down by 4 points, came back and win it 17-14. Tampa Bay both times trailing in the fourth quarter, coming back to win them with closing big plays late in the game. And last week, of course, in Tampa Bay, with just a few seconds on the clock, winning the game 17-13. So fourth quarter pressure doesn't bother this young football team.
Aikman to Novacek, a 29-yard score. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones calls Aikman a Wheaties box quarterback. By that I mean he's a guy you'd want your boy to be and one you'd like to have been yourself. I think what Joe Montana's done for the 49ers, Troy Aikman can do for the Dallas Cowboys. And Buddy Ryan expressed a lot of regard for Aikman this week on his conference call with the Dallas press. They thought maybe he's just trying to deflect stuff away from the so-called Bounty Bowl revenge and all that. But he genuinely has a lot of regard for Aikman. He thinks he's going to be a star. Right now, he got burned by him. Sanders, the deep man. From the 5-yard line, Hargrove. Hargrove, good return out over the 30, close to the 33, tripped up by Alexander Wright. Novacek, who has a ranch up in Nebraska, leases a ranch here to keep that nice, quiet lifestyle that he and his family prefer. Shows that on the football field, he's a real cowboy.
Well, he's having a pretty good day, Tim. He was leading all tight ends in the league coming into this game with 28 receptions. And so far today, he's picked off 6, and we still have time left on the clock.
First down, Eagles from their 31-yard line, and the crowd alive. Play action. Cunningham slides down along the goal line, along the sideline, pardon me, for a gain of about 8 yards. Now they spot it back about 7. And Cunningham complaining about it, saying, hey, I went farther than that. But it was almost like a semi-slide, and I think that may have cost him. He rolled over after he slid. But the official is going to mark it as a slide.
Tim, he's pretty good, though, at picking a spot to where he goes down. He'll either run to the yard marker or run to that red flag, knowing he has a first down yardage, and he thought he had a couple more than the officials have given him here.
6 yards for 37 on the day rushing for Cunningham. Flags everywhere. Cowboys say they were pulled offside, and that looks like what's going to be called a false start against the Eagles.
False start, number 73, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Ron Heller charged.
Wow, that's the first penalty on the Eagles offensive line. Number 73, Ron Heller, playing left tackle, flinches. You can see his shoulders move right there, drawing the defense offside. Now the Eagles are in a formation where they had Keith Byers, number 41, lined up at tight end, so they're going to throw that football.
Short drop for Cunningham, almost intercepted. Ike Holt, who had 2 last week, jumping high to knock that away from Calvin Williams, the intended receiver.
Tim, Calvin Williams has to look back quicker on a play like that. When you're running a pattern in the flat that way, you have to turn your head quickly, come back to the quarterback. Cunningham had to wait for him to turn. As a result, the ball was thrown away further than he wanted to, throwing it almost to Isaac Holt. But the young receiver, Calvin Williams, must learn to turn quickly so the quarterback can release that ball right now. Cunningham told us last night it's going to take him a couple of years to get in sync with his new young wide receivers.
Jesse Solomon is in a 3-man front with Solomon as the spy on Cunningham. Cunningham breaks out of there, loses the ball. May have been downed, and he was. A lucky break for the Eagles. The crowd thinks it's Dallas ball. It is not. Cunningham was down. His knee hit the ground before the ball came loose. And it'll be 4th down, however, with Cunningham getting up a little slowly.
Oh, boy, his knee did hit the ground pretty hard, Tim. He might have injured his knee. But Cunningham on the scramble here right now carries the ball in one hand. What you want to do is tuck it under your arm and protect it. But he's so confident in holding the ball. Here he is holding it out, trying to get as much yardage as he can. The ball pops out when he hits the ground, but he also banged up his knee.
It was Bill Bates who put the hit on him, resulting in the fumble, but he was down by contact. So the Eagles will have a 4th down and a roused Dallas defense doing the job in that series. Eagles will punt to Rod Harris, standing at the Dallas 24. And Harris doing some cheerleading. Blocked. Dallas ball. Eagles makes the tackle. Holt blocked the punt. The former Viking, another big play.
Isaac Holt has blocked a lot of punts when he played for the Minnesota Vikings. Number 30 coming off the wing comes to scot-free. We expected something like this to happen today, Tim, because remember Jimmy Johnson said at Miami when he had Eagles there, they played in a big game where he had 3 punts blocked. They felt they could get one today. There it is at a crucial time. Holt taking a run off his foot and Gant making the recovery.
First block punt suffered by Eagles this season, and Emmitt Smith breaks loose inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. They're going to spot it back at the 9. 16-yard pickup. 5:06 remains in this fourth quarter. Cowboys down by a point. Emmitt Smith and Darrell Johnson, the running backs. It's Smith again. Breaks a tackle and digs to the 2-yard line. Running through the linebacker, Evans. Waters finally stopped him.
Tim, the thing you like about this run is that Smith made 2 or 3 maneuvers right in the hole. There he is, breaking in, breaking out, finding daylight, lowering your shoulder for the yardage.
From the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Hager comes in, replacing Evans. Kaufusi comes in defensively. And the Eagles, I believe, have taken a timeout. Medical report on Randall Cunningham, a bruised knee. They expect him back in. I don't think you'd keep him out with a bruised knee, especially if Dallas scores here. And they're on the doorstep. Troy Aikman trying to get the Cowboys into the end zone. David Bailey comes in defensively. The Eagles evidently didn't have the goal line defense on the field they wanted. They took a timeout to make sure they had the right group. Now Simmons comes off as Bailey went on.
Tim, what you're seeing here with the Dallas Cowboys, whether they win this game or not, it's a young team that's facing a formidable opponent and standing up to them toe-to-toe, and a team grows from that. You come out of a game like this much stronger, much tougher, and more confident for future opponents. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys are growing up real fast.
Second and goal. Smith, the tailback. He has it. Touchdown. Number 1 pick out of Florida, Emmitt Smith. In the end zone, the Cowboys on top for the first time.
Tim, the Eagles goal line defense, everybody pitches down inside, so you're trying to find a seam in there. Smith does the job going over the top as he gets in the end zone. Look at that. Buddy Ryan not happy at all what he saw.
Johnson fired up now. He likes what he sees. The point after by Willis. 4:02 to play. A lot of time left in this football game. The crowd now supporting Dallas defense that has held the Eagles to 2 scores. Jim McMahon wondering if the Cunningham knee might see him in action. We doubt it.
Another look at the touchdown, Tim. Again, the Cowboy offensive line slanting to one side, trying to pick up those defensive linemen who are penetrating in the gaps. They seal it off, and Emmitt Smith does the rest. Big play for the Cowboys again. When you have a young team, Tim, you need big plays to have things come together. This game, from the opening kickoff, the Dallas Cowboys stood in there toe-to-toe with the Philadelphia Eagles and slugged it out.
The sellout crowd at Texas Stadium loves this fourth quarter action. Their teams provided it through 3 victories against 4 defeats. A 1-15 team a year ago that they can look forward to with a lot of optimism for future success when you consider the good young talent they have now and what lies ahead in the draft.
I remember what Jimmy Johnson told us yesterday, that if we lose, won't make any difference. But if we win, it'll be a big step in this franchise history because we'd have beaten a playoff caliber team for the first time.
Sanders inside the 15. James Dixon on the hit. Special teams give Dallas a boost. 24 yards in 3 plays for the touchdown by Emmitt Smith, the block punt setting it up. And you've enjoyed this action, which is a long way from being over. More to follow. Washington at the Giants, the unbeaten New Yorkers, an NFC East battle, and the Bears out at Phoenix.
Tim, let's watch how Randall Cunningham moves in the pocket. See if that leg is bothering him.
Cunningham just gets it off, and it's behind Byers, incomplete. Good charge by the Cowboys. Danny Noonan, number 73, leading it. You know, Irv, it's great to hear that sound here in Texas Stadium again after the years of success they had, then into a prolonged slump, the change of regimes, the embarrassment of a 1-15 season, and they are enjoying their football again in Dallas. That's complete to Calvin Williams for a first down. Eagles out to the 27-yard line. Ray Horton on the stop.
It almost gives you the feeling of the old Cowboy regime. Remember many years coming into the stadium with a full house and everybody standing on their feet late in the fourth quarter looking for comeback victories. But this Philadelphia Eagle team is not about to roll over and die, Tim.
Well, they're too good a team. They're an experienced football team. They've got the weapons to come back from this. See whether the eager Dallas defense can stop them. Tremendous hit on the rookie Williams, but he holds on again. Francis and Horton really give Williams a lick, so the rookie from Purdue showing he's a tough guy at 5'11", 180.
He is. He's played a lot of big-time football at Purdue and likes to go inside, has blazing speed, but he's a tough customer.
The first down, Eagles at their own 38. 2:49 to play. Cunningham to Keith Jackson. Jackson trying to stretch for the first down and be a little short by about a yard. And you know Jackson will be included in this drive. Second and about 1. Last time the Cowboys blocked a punt was back in October of '87, and it was against the Eagles. Bruce Livingston blocked it. Well, the block here today by Holt set up the go-ahead score. Cunningham just throws it away. Couldn't find anybody open. Byers gave him a target, at least to throw it in the general direction of, but Bates had him covered.
Tim, I think Cunningham's leg is bothering him. Normally, with a play like that, when things break down, he would take off and run and try to get something out of it on his own. But he stayed in the pocket. He started to run and decided not to. Stayed in there and delivered the ball. So he's playing right now on a gimpy leg.
Third down. Huge play, obviously. 2:18 to go. A long yard required by the Eagles. Sherman has the first down into Dallas territory. A little draw play, well executed. Cunningham showing pass well. Noonan and Bates made the stop. Sherman has the first down at the Dallas 49. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. An exciting finish here in Texas Stadium.
You know, I love coming to the park with Air Major. Because there's nothing better than spending a little time with man's 2 best friends. His dog and his beer. Miller Lite, the less filling beer that really tastes great. What's this?
That's mine.
Yeah, doggy.
Miller Lite, where less filling really tastes great.
I didn't want to be the first, but when I heard how many other guys had already tried Rogaine, I did too. Now I have only one regret. I just wish I'd tried Rogaine sooner.
For more information about Rogaine with minoxidil, see your doctor or call this number. If you want to get the complete story about Rogaine with minoxidil, what it does and how it does it, see your doctor or call 1-800-556-4800.
Upjohn Information Center.
That's 1-800-556-4800.
Buying a new car is a big step. With many car makers, the minute you drive it out the door, you may feel like you're on your own. But at Oldsmobile, you're covered by the Oldsmobile Edge, the most comprehensive owner satisfaction program in the industry. It's standard on every new Oldsmobile. We're with you every step of the way.
Generation of old.
2 minutes to play, and this game having large significance for Buddy Ryan. Rumors persist he's on thin ice with owner Norman Brayman in Philadelphia, although Brayman says the contract will not be discussed or settled until the end of the season. Clearly a loss to Dallas here, leaving them at 2-5 would be a tough situation for Ryan. For Jimmy Johnson, he's in the catbird seat right now on the lead.
Well, Tim, I talked to the Eagles owner Norman Brayman during the pregame warm-up, and he again confirmed what you just said, that we'll wait until the season is over to evaluate everything and then decide on what we're going to do with our coaching decision.
The Eagles need a streak, a winning streak, and here they need to get into the end zone in order to keep their coach in better shape. On first down, it's complete to Fred Barnett. No, incomplete. They say he was out of bounds. Now, where was he hit? Did he step out before he was hit? He gets the ball out of bounds.
Take a look, Tim. Number 86, Barnett on the sideline, has to have ball under control and both feet in bounds. Tap, 1 foot in. Now, Holt is all over him. The question now is, could he have brought that 2nd foot down in bounds before he was pushed out by the defensive back?
That's right.
The official ruled he could not have come down. I disagree.
Well, now they've stopped it for the replay. They got to look at our replay, and the replay official, Royal Cathcart, is having a second look at that. You've got Holt all over him at the sideline. I would take your point of view that he had no chance to get 2 feet down once he had the hit from Holt.
Sure, Holt pushed him out. He had the 1 foot down solidly. He's ready to drop the second one, but he gets pushed in behind by Holt in a very aggressive manner, forcing him out of bounds.
Cunningham, 15 of 25 at this point in the game. And a big play here, obviously. 1:56 left.
After further review, play is called on the field, incomplete pass, 2nd down.
Well, they left it as called on that one look at it.
Well,
2nd and 10. Out for Sherman. He shakes the tackle. Runs into his own man, Barnett. Spins away and picks up about 8. Good effort by Sherman, who broke a tackle right when the ball arrived in his hands. Jimmy Jones goes limping off. He's had a fine game today, the Miami rookie for the Cowboys. Rich Kotite, Jim McMahon discussing the next strategy. McMahon will signal in the play. 3rd down and a yard inside the 40 of Dallas.
The problem here, Tim, is the Eagles have to get a touchdown. They can't be in a situation where they can be too cozy here and try for a field goal, obviously, because they need a touchdown to win this football game.
Cowboys are continuing to go with a 3-man front, and Jesse Solomon is the spy on Randall Cunningham, meaning that he'll just follow Cunningham. They're going to measure here. They've got Jeffcoat, Noonan, and Stubbs as their front 3, but you've made the point you think that Cunningham's hurt enough from that knee injury, he may not be running anyway. So whether Cowboys will stay with this or not, we'll see.
Well, Tim, you know, when he went down and banged his knee and went out for a couple of plays, of course, the defense was on the field at the time. Since that time he's come back, he has not scrambled. Every pass has been from the pocket. There were times when he was tempted to scramble. He'd take a couple of steps and stop. So I believe his leg is bothering him.
Well, they took a measurement having to know they were well short, but that gave them a chance to sort out personnel. And meanwhile, the Cowboys have changed up their defense. They took Solomon out, and they've got 4 downs in this 3rd and short. 4 down linemen. It'll be 3rd and nearly a yard. 1:48 on the clock inside the 40 of Dallas. Cowboys lead 20-14 after trailing all the way. Sherman has the 1st down. Philadelphia to the 35-yard line. Ken Norton stopped him. Sherman running behind Solt and Singletary.
Tim Sherman has done an outstanding job running the football today, scoring a touchdown early on, and had a couple of real key power runs, that time going over his right guard, meeting resistance and breaking it down for the first down.
Cunningham chased, gets it away. Good catch by Keith Jackson. Jackson first down to the 20-yard line. Well, he certainly made a nice maneuver there on the sore knee to elude the rush. Big charge coming in from Stubbs again. And the Eagles take a timeout. They'll have one remaining. Well, after our football activity, and don't forget doubleheader action lies ahead, but a full evening of entertainment beginning with 60 minutes. For almost 2 years, Salman Rushdie has been in hiding from Muslims who have vowed to kill him. Tonight, Mike Wallace talks him out of hiding and on to 60 minutes. That'll be followed by Murder, She Wrote, in the CBS Sunday movie, The Secret Life of Archie's Wife. That Archie Bunker or the Archie the comic book character or Archie somebody? That's our movie tonight.
You know, Tim, the Eagles on the 20-yard line, I'm sure they have lots of concerns. Of course, they're trailing the ball game with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. But one of their problems with their offense this year has been the fact they've gotten inside the 20 when they call the red zone, and they seem to bog down. They haven't been able to come up with touchdowns, to come up with field goals, but they haven't gotten the ball in the end zone, and they're really concerned about that. So here they are now, the game on the line, right on the 20-yard line.
That's right. This is the ultimate red zone test here. 1:08 to go. They've gone 65 yards in 10 plays on this drive, but they need to get into the end zone to win the football game. Cowboy fans on their feet. Good protection. Byers drops the ball, incomplete. He had actually caught the ball, but he didn't have possession of it firmly when he went out of bounds.
He caught the ball, Tim. Would have been a completion, but Manny Hendricks, the defensive back here, does a good job when he makes a tackle, hitting him in the small of the back, and then knocking the ball out at the same time. Watch his arm there. See that hand go for the ball? That's where it was. That's where it's pulled out. Incomplete pass. Good defensive maneuver.
Very close to being a completed pass and a fumble out. I think that's what Royal Cathcart, the replay man, is now going to look at. You know, I really think he caught the ball, took a step with it, and then fumbled it out of bounds when he was hit by Hendricks. And the replay official, Royal Cathcart, a former referee, is looking at it. See, there he's got it. Well, did he have full possession?
I don't think he had it long enough. Yeah, you have to be able to have control of the ball to perform a football act. He had it, and he was about to bring it into his body when it was knocked out.
Now, Royal Cathcart will make this decision. A big one. That would have him down near the 10-yard line. 1:02 still to go. An exciting finish at Texas Stadium. These Cowboys playing the Eagles tough all day. Pressure on.
Play stands is called on the field.
Remain as you called it, Irv.
Second down.
No possession. It is 2nd and 10. Pressure on this guy, Buddy Ryan, coach of the Eagles. 2nd and 10. Cunningham under pressure. Runs out of there. He's got running room. Inside the 10-yard line for a first down, Eagles. 51 seconds and counting. And the Eagles take a timeout.
Tim, that was not a typical Randall Cunningham run. That was a courageous run. We know he's playing this last quarter on a bum knee, a sore knee. He took off and tried to get as much as he could with it, and came up with a big first down for the Eagles.
Well, they have a timeout to sort out the strategy here with 50 seconds left. They're at the 10. They've used up their final timeout. Chance to remind you that our coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles H. Milton III. The game today produced by Daniel Four, directed by Artie Kempner. Associate producer Suzanne Smith, and our broadcast associate Adam Berger. The NFL Today was produced by Eric Mann and directed by Duke Struck. Senior producer David Winter, executive producer Ted Shaker. Randall Cunningham calmly comes out. 53 yards on 9 carries for Cunningham today as we take a quick peek at what's at stake here. Dallas could get to 500 with a victory. Philadelphia trying to climb up out of their 2-4 hole. Deep corner. Touchdown, Williams. Flags are down at the line of scrimmage. Cunningham threw that in into the corner. Robert Williams had the coverage on the rookie Williams, who calmly jumped up and took the ball away. Williams never really got a shot at it. And the flag is evidently against the Cowboys.
Touchdown.
Irv, it looked like he might just throw that out of the end zone.
It looked like he was throwing the ball away, but there's a funny thing about this stadium. The crown in the middle of the field is very high, so when you throw from the middle of the field to the corners, it looks like the ball is being thrown away because it's up in the air so high. But Williams timed his jump perfectly and came down with a touchdown. I thought he was throwing it away too, but he was throwing it to Williams.
The Purdue rookie just jumped up with Williams on the coverage, appeared to have good coverage and forced him right to the corner. And the point after is good. Roger RUZEK, a former Cowboy, comes up with the go-ahead point.
Take another look at the touchdown, Tim. Calvin Williams, deep in the corner of the end zone, is covered very well by Robert Williams. Now Cunningham throwing the ball from the middle of the field. He's on a hash mark here. There's a high crown there. When he lets it go, it looks like he's throwing the ball away, but really, because the field drops away so quickly there, he's throwing it to Williams. He goes up and makes the catch. He's only 5'11", but he got up as high as he could. And Randall Cunningham is very happy to see.
What a dramatic play by the Philadelphia Eagles here with 44 seconds left. Buddy Ryan's reaction. Yes, Buddy, it's a touchdown. And RUZEK's point after, putting the Eagles ahead. So Aikman will have 44 seconds to make something happen for the Dallas Cowboys, having driven them downfield after the blocked punt, giving them the go-ahead touchdown.
Tim, they also have one timeout to work with, too. Now, so far in this game, the Cowboys have done a good job returning kickoffs and punts. Now, Dixon is a dangerous kickoff return, man. The Eagles have a big decision to make here. Do you kick it deep, have them have a chance to bring it back, or do you squib it down there? I guess they're going to go ahead and kick off deep.
Well, and they have Alexander Wright, the speedster, as the other deep man. Line drive shot. It bounces to Wright from the 9.
This guy can fly.
Al Harris did a good job fighting off the block, keeping Wright in control inside, and stops him at the 24-yard line. So Aikman, 20 of 34 on the day with a touchdown and an interception. They'll try to make a miracle happen here for the Cowboys with 36 seconds to play. Defensively, the Eagles take out Jerome Brown. They've got White as a pass rusher, Golick, Simmons. They have a linebacker, Ricky Shaw, up on the front 4. Aikman gets some time, and it is incomplete. Eric Allen diving in front of Dennis McKinnon. 2nd and 10. 31 seconds remain.
Really good coverage on Eric Allen's part, Tim. The Eagles went into a 2-deep zone. Allen was responsible for that short area, but what he did was picked up McKinnon's pattern. He realized McKinnon was running a curl-in pattern there and just simply ran right in there with him stride for stride and pretended like he was the receiver and almost came up with it. Eric Allen, real experienced defensive back, and anxious to go back to the Pro Bowl this year.
Second and 10. Aikman again with time for Novacek, and almost intercepted. Off the fingertips of Novacek and off the fingertips of Wes Hopkins. 3rd down.
It's probably a good thing that Novacek did tip that ball. He couldn't quite reach it to make the catch, but he did raise it slightly, and Wes Hopkins, who was in good position to make the interception, found the ball deflected out of his eyesight.
3rd down and 10 from the 25-yard line of Dallas. 25 seconds remaining. Jeff Fisher, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, on the left. Buddy Ryan. 3rd down and 10.
They're showing double zone again, Tim, and I think they'll probably try to hit something in the seam with their two inside receivers or one inside receiver going straight up the field.
And again with time for Novacek. He's got it. Allen hits him. It's a first down Dallas at their 45-yard line. 17 seconds left.
Tim, when you run a double zone like that where both cornerbacks come up to cover the short area and you only have two safety men covering the field 50-50, there's sort of an area between the safety man and the sideline that's sort of a dead area. I call that the seam, but if you can get a receiver in there about 15 yards deep, you'll find a vacancy. The Cowboys found it. Novacek caught the pass.
Trying to get close enough for Ken Willis now. Has two 43-yarders today, his longs of the season. He missed from 51. 17 seconds left. Cowboys with one timeout remaining. Novacek has caught 7 for 105 yards today. Aikman, he's got Michael Irvin. Gain of 7. Into Eagles territory. Terry Hogue, an extra defensive back, had the coverage, number 34. It'll be second down and free at the 49 of Philadelphia. The second-year quarterback from UCLA, Troy Aikman, with an opportunity to be a hero again. Willis, the rookie free agent from the University of Kentucky. 2 43-yard field goals today, his best efforts so far. 12 seconds remain. Eagles blitzing. Aikman gets it off, incomplete. So the blitz worked for the Eagles. Novacek and Kelvin Martin both over in the same general area as a target for Aikman, but the pressure from Jerome Brown and Clyde Simmons forced him to throw it up and not with accuracy.
Third down. Tim, the Cowboys are looking at a 25-yard gain to get well into Willis's field goal range. So they don't have to go for a real big play here, but with third down, they're going to have to see if they can pick up enough yardage for the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock. But they want about a 25-yard gain to set up that field goal.
Well, I got one timeout to call in order to set it up. Aikman quickly on it, dropped, incomplete by Wright. And he had the first down yardage. 5 seconds still to play, but fourth down.
They must have thought that Wright would have a chance to break that for a big play, because if he had caught that ball, the clock's running, Tim. He runs a couple of steps. Eagles tackling. What they would do then in that situation is stay on the ground to try to run the final seconds off the clock. The game would have been over if that pass had been completed.
Well, unless they were able to get a real quick timeout, but he still would have had too long a field goal shot from there.
That's right. You have to go deep here. You don't have any choice.
Fourth down. The ball at the 48-yard line of Philadelphia. 5 seconds remaining to play. Hopkins goes back as the center fielder for the Eagles. Aikman for Wright, and it's broken up nicely by Ben Smith, the rookie, number 26. And that'll do it. This football game is over. And a disappointing defeat for the game Dallas Cowboys. A great comeback by Randall Cunningham. And the Philadelphia Eagles move to 3-4. The Cowboys fall to 3-5. So for Irv Cross, this is Tim Ryan saying so long from Texas Stadium, where the final score, the Eagles 21, the Cowboys 20. Coming up next, the NFL on CBS continues with Game 2 of our doubleheader. You'll see either Washington at the New York Giants or the Chicago Bears at Phoenix. Our coverage of the National Football League will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.